Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday at Two Lines. Yeah, it's got a little bit of magnet in it. So I don't even know if I can catch up with the comments that are out there already. There's a lot going on. So, where do we start? So, Pat, Scott, Daryl, Dave is in the chat. John Albright, Chris, John Tucci, John Mark Hall, who's actually running laps right now on the layout. Let's see, what else? Eric Tucker, welcome. Chris, Daryl, Dave, Scott, John Tucci, John Albright, Pat, Gail Force, welcome. Guys, I'm glad you're here. Daryl, Marty needs some game show music running while we wait. That's funny. Does this seem... That seems high. Did that get moved? I don't know. Can't tell. All right. So hopefully you're having a great Tuesday. I made some adjustments to the camera so that the track is better, more in focus. Even though it's focusing on me, more of the track is in focus so you can watch John Mark run some laps. And yes, we made some changes to the layout today. I was off work today. Had to do some things around the house and got some time I needed to eat up. So yeah. So I got some things done around the house, got some work done. The weather was halfway decent, so worked in the yard a little bit. But I took a moment, thanks to Frankie. We had 2 330 pieces of track showed up. So I was able to change the layout like I've been wanting to add the S-turns. So that's what that's where we're at now. Grandson of Man, welcome. Good to have you. Jeff G, welcome. Eric Tucker. Let's see. Who else? Alan. Welcome, Alan. Good to have you. Beautiful lane striping. I've got some stripes. I've got some arrows. But Frankie, thanks, man. Appreciate you sending me a couple track pieces. Because of that, I was able to do that. And so we've been running some test laps. Steve, Sean Casey, welcome, guys. Good to have you. Yeah, hey, Clearwater. Hey, Greg. What's up? So, yeah, I've made some changes to the layout. I probably could bring those up, maybe. Let me see. Where do I have those? So this is where we were. Oh. And let's see. Where was that one at? 4-lane, 2 lines. Final version 1. There we go. Gosh, I've got so many. All right, so let's go over to the web. So this is where we've been for the last couple weeks. This was version 1 of the 4-lane, 2 lines track. And I will say that it was really starting to grow on me. Was enjoying it. John Marks run some laps on it. I think he liked it. Dusty came over on Sunday, ran some laps, and we were really settling in. But once the 330 track got here on Monday, I was chomping at the bit to move to this. So as you can tell, I kept the right-hand corner. The little corkscrew is what I've been calling it because it's downhill and into that little kink to go into the straightaway. I kept that because I like it. It's a lot of fun, and I'm learning to get through it faster and faster. But we were able to change I guess I probably should correct this. I did not have room to add this extension. So let me do this. So this is actually how the layout is tonight, as we run it right there. Without moving the track too much, I couldn't put that little extension on it. So I do have borders. So this is kind of how it's sitting on the table. It does overreach just a touch. But that is what it looks like right now. And I'm digging it. I've not gotten a lot of laps in on it, but it is a lot of fun. And John Mark continues to test different cars. Right now he's running his Electric Dreams GT40 NSR, the Black Golf Edition. I'm not sure what it's called, but he's been working on that, trying to get it to run some quick laps around the track. So what do you think? Was it a good move? Do you guys like the S's? I'll go over to the track with the camera, and so you guys can actually see the S's in action. But yeah, I think I'm digging it. I think it was the right move. As Slot R said earlier to me today when I sent him a little video of it, he said that the S turns are a trademark Marty. And he's right. I like the little S turns in the layout. It's a good challenge to get through there quick. And if you can get through there quick, you can really make up some good time. I mean, anybody can get down that straightaway pretty fast, but to get through the S turns quick, that takes some driving. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. Oops, I lost my cursor. Where are we at? There we go. So that's what we look like. And I'm just shy of 60 feet per lane, which I really was hoping to get a little larger. I can do something here. Looking at changing the corkscrew around a little bit, and maybe making a change there. But I really am liking the flow at this point. So that's what we're going to roll with. So those are the changes. I'll probably have a video coming out that kind of highlight it and have some footage of some laps, and just a good update. So that's what we did today. George, welcome. Good to have you. Damn right on time. Guys, don't forget, if you have a question, throw a Q in front of it so it stands out to me. Anthony Bateman, hey, Marty, I'm glad I caught your show. I want to see your race on your track, bro. Anthony, we are short some controllers. So right now, John Mark is running laps, but I've got to pick up a couple extra controllers, so I've got them on hand since it's a 4-lane track. I could throw it over on digital, and we could run that, but I don't really. I need to do some tuning on my digital cars. They're not really ready to run. I guess we could do 124. 124 cars are ready to roll. Let's see. Looking at the chat. Dusty had to pack some calls and bottles to go out. Yeah. Yeah, you'll get back over here. Let's see. Hey, Danny Sturgill. Welcome. Hey, Tad. Good to have you. Hey, Gary. Johnny Pro. Hey, Barry. Barry, the size of the table is 8 feet wide and 24 feet long, and I'm hanging over the far end about 6 inches, and on this end about 8 inches. So I would say that we're about 25 feet, a little over 25 feet long, and 8 feet wide. So S-turns must make you feel like you're back on the old track. Frankie, yeah, I did miss those S-turns. It was one of my favorite things about that track, that last layout. That was a really good 2-lane layout. It had everything, but it had so much flow, though, that we were driving it pretty quick, and it wasn't translating to, like, Butch's track or Bruce's track at Cincy Slots. I feel like it was we were getting quicker, but it missed a little bit of the technical, except for the S-turns. So, but yeah, it does make me feel a little nostalgic for the last one. 2x4 line slot cars. There you go. Yeah, Dusty, now you have to learn a new layout. Hey, thanks, Travis. Yeah, it's getting there, man. The changes I made. This is the present layout right now. I don't know if you jumped in, if you got to see that. So this is what we changed to. This is what we were at before. And so choice A, and we went to choice B. And I really like the flow of choice B right now. Much better than Thursday at 4 lines. Yeah, we could always change it up. But Travis, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Good to have you in the live chat. Join the stream. Sean. Yeah, Sean. The S's. Yeah, we'll go back to the default so you can see. Yep. Like the S's. Yeah, Pat, that is 8 by 24 feet. It's hard to tell from this angle when you're at the end. It doesn't look like it's that big, but it is. Here, I'll stand out of the shot so you can get a good look at it. So there you go. 8 foot wide, 24 feet long. So no more tweaking. Looks good. Thanks, Clint. Yeah, I think we will stay here for a while. Eric, thanks. It actually is pretty fast. It runs, let's see. Let's talk about lap times. So the changes that it created by adding the S-turns and getting rid of those little short shoot straights, just the flow, what it did is the track's not really any faster. Lap times are still anything under 5 seconds is flying. Magnet cars will run under 5 seconds. My fastest no mag car, which is my Elva and my Mosler, those two will run under just a shy under 5 seconds on this layout before the changes. After the changes, it's a little slower, just a touch. So I don't have a no magnet car running under 5 seconds. 5:05, I think, is about the quickest I've been able to run. But give me time. Once I get used to those S's, those cars will get under there. But like an average car that's quick that I would consider fast, 5.2s, 5.3s on this layout right now. But what happened was the S-turns really evened out the lanes. So what we would call the garbage lane is actually the outside lane, the blue lane. and it was about a half a second off of the fast lane, which is the white lane, which is kind of crazy to think. But with these new changes, they are now very even. The red and the white, the two inner lanes, are about a tenth faster than the yellow and the blue, the outer lanes, the inner lane and the outer lane. So, like that's really good to see that you're not a big disadvantage in any of the lanes. You, depending on the car, you can make some really quick laps in all of the lanes. So, like that was a big change that I wasn't expecting until I started doing some testing today, and that's what we came up with. So it's really good. Yeah, Scott, I really do like the tweaks. They turned out really well. Hey, Nick, hope you're doing well. You too, man. Are times faster? So no, the times are not faster. They're kind of right on par with the previous layout. It's really about the same distance. I didn't really increase the distance. I just really changed those S's. I got rid of some short straights. But lap times are very, very similar. Oh gosh, I'm behind. Yep, Barry already answered. I think I answered that. 8x24. Yes, John Mark. We missed the almost 100 feet of track, which was really nice. But I think we get 4 people on this track together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hey, Slot Car Heaven. Sorry. Yeah, Chris, I like the S's too. I think it was a good move. Yeah, thanks, Peter. I really like it. Let's see, Clint, still early for you, but it's early in the morning live stream. Let's see. Question: have you tried 124 cars yet? Curvy. We have not tried a 124 car. Mostly because our 124 cars are all set up for digital. Yes. So no 124 cars yet, but that'll happen this week. So let me fire up the other camera so I can go. So one of the things that I have to do is I still have to wire in the second set of lanes digital track, and I need either more switches or to get some inline diodes that will protect the track, so the circuit doesn't the voltage doesn't backtrack into the CU. So I've got some soldering to do and some wiring to do, and I just haven't taken the time to do that. But I'm going to have to, because we've got a digital class next month, so we really need to start practicing some digital racing. So it's coming, and that will be digital 124. We're running GT, digital 124 GT next month at Cincy Slots. So let's see, Epoch Pro Cam Hub. I don't know how long I can run this before it starts causing issues. All right, so now it's up, and I should be able to switch to the track camera, which would be, what is that? Phone camera. Oh, I know what it is. P. Okay, and we're going to switch to the wireless mic. All right, guys. Hopefully you can still hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can see. Let me go wide angle here. There we go. So John Mark is running his Elva. Just upgraded the motor in that to 22.5 ball bearing motor, and it's getting a little quicker. Used to driving it. So, okay, there we go. I was wondering what I was hearing. It's John Mark's phone. So we're running race coordinator right now, and this is what the race coordinator in practice mode looks like with 4 lanes. So it gives you your lap time, your best time, and then your previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps times, which is kind of nice. Let me zoom in on that so you can actually see it. So you can see John Mark's been running some laps. 4.9 is his best in the blue lane. 4.0 with some magnet car in the red lane. 5.0 in lane 2 in the white, which was probably either his Elva or my M6A. And then the yellow lane, which is the inside lane. He hasn't touched it. So just some shots here so you can see the flow. Here's the bridge now. The bridge, instead of having a pretty hard right-hand turn or left-hand turn, it comes across the track at an angle. Here's the corkscrew. There's Finn. Hey, Finn. This is a fun view. In through the corkscrew, down the straight. But you get a good shot at the S's. You can see coming out of that 180, that hairpin into the S turns. Yeah, it is. So about 57 feet of lane length. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Fun. It is a fun layout. It'd be nice if it was more like 85 feet of lane length, but I don't think the room's big enough. And we don't own that much track. Still need to do some cleaning around the. You can see the arrows that are painted. It tells you what direction you're going and then what lane is to the left and the right. Paint didn't want to stick great, but managed. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Back to the default. Kill this microphone. Could you hear? Oh yeah, Dusty. That's all right, man. We'll get it. We'll get it sometime. Yeah, Greg. I think the track does run smoother. Steve Sweeney, shout out to Roast Coffee for sponsoring Marty and Two Lines Tuesdays. Yeah, shout out to Roast. They do a great job sponsoring me. Hey Ben, welcome. Hey Shotgun Dave, welcome. Hey Vin, please don't insult the track with Carrera controllers. Yeah, Vin, we're kind of spoiled by the DeFalco and even the Slotted controller. Those are good controllers. Hey Reese, welcome. Eight foot by 20 table, Barry, is that's really a great layout size. That's where we were for a while, and then we added 4 feet to it because of the design I just couldn't keep it on the table. So we had to go to 24 feet. But we were 20 feet, 8 foot by 20 for a long time. Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate the thumbs up. Question, Gale Force. So does the track have a name, a new name? No new name. It's still going to be 2 lines, Speedway. Yeah, we won't change the name. It's just the it's the 4-lane. I'm sure that there will be tweaks made to this. We'll probably run this for a little while, and then I've got some other ideas if I can collect some track. So it's just finding good deals on track. I've had a couple people reach out to me that I've been so busy this week I haven't had a chance to reach back out that offered. So maybe I can make a deal with them and gain some more track, because I've got another layout that doesn't have a bridge. That is a flat track that I really would be fun to try. Well, it's not really a flat track. It has got an elevated backstretch, but I think it would be fun. But I need a ton of straights to do that track, and I need a bunch of 230s. So I'll have to do some collecting. Has Mr. DeFalco ever made a thumb controller for folks with special needs? You know what, Steve? I don't know. That's a good question. I saw a thumb controller on eBay this week that is like an old school thumb controller. So I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think that he has one, but I'm guessing you could probably find one and maybe refurbish it. Track Speed 815. Hey, Marty, Joe from Track Speed 815 here. I got some custom track wall decals I want to send your way. Where should I send them? Track Speed. That's awesome, man. Fantastic. I'm going to put my email address in the chat, and you can reach out to me there. T5guy@gmail.com. So you can send me an email there, and I'll send you my address. Slot Guard Daddy is in the house. My race coordinator practice is still corrupted. Had to create my own. Really? That's interesting. Yeah, the colors are for when it's in analog mode. Question, how does lane marking work with switchable lanes? So, Gail, I've had a couple questions about that. I'm running the track in analog, and I can switch to digital with my box that I built. So right now we're running analog, and when you're running analog, you're only in one lane. There's no lane switching, so the lanes need to be marked. If we were just digital only, we would not have to mark lanes. So sorry for the confusion. Chris, thanks. Thanks to Scott, I got the wireless mic, and I thought I would try it out when I walked up to the, again, I think as long as I stay fairly close, it should be good. It should sound okay. So yeah, that's what the lane colors are for. So, hey Shane, thanks, man. Good morning. Let's see. Unfortunately, working ATM. That's quite the gap after the overpass. Yeah, Johnny, I need to do some adjusting to try to. I've got a little bit of a gap there. There's another gap at the end of the S turns, and when I move one, it creates a gap at the other, so that it doesn't fit perfect. That was the one thing about the previous layout, is everything matched up really well. So I think I've got a little wiggle in the straight that I could probably straighten out that might help bring that gap together. I just haven't spent the time. Now there is your permanent design for the next routed wood track. What, this design here? Yeah, this wouldn't be bad. So I was thinking if I did a wood routed track, that I would create a track like the last layout because we really liked it so much. So we thought that maybe that would be it. George, he needs an oval. We all wish we had the room for a track that big. Yeah, Rob, I realize that I'm very fortunate that I have this great big room in this basement that it's not as wide as it would be nicer if it was a little wider. I probably have another 12 feet into this room that I could always stretch the track out, but then you start losing sight of your car. So I think at some point, 24 feet is probably 25 feet is probably enough. I don't need to hedge out. Roast coffee is awesome. Yeah. Yep. Danny, I'm glad you finally made it over there. Grab some coffee. It would be a good wood track layout. Yeah, I think so. It fits the space really well. Daryl, I thought John was scratching his butt, but it was Finn's head. Yeah, Finn just got a haircut today. He's a happy guy, so he's hanging out with us tonight down here. Finn is always needy. I added link 3 times until I ran out of room. Finally, at 8 by 23, who says link doesn't matter? That's right, Frankie. We'll take all the link we can get. Yeah, we could probably. Okay, what are you channeling? Clearwater question: what do you need for track, Marty? I missed it. I need quite a bit. Clearwater, I need to make a pretty good investment in track if I want to do this other layout. The other layout is about 90 feet of lane length on this table. But it basically mimics close to Butch's wood track. So it's kind of a hill climb style in Carrera form, which is kind of interesting. So it'll be a while before I collect enough track. I need about 85 or 88 straights. I only own about 50 straights. So I still got some collecting to do. And then I need probably 12 more 230s. And so yeah, it's a lot. Question: borders all wrong was my son. I'm not sure I get it, Vin. Sorry if I'm missing out on something. Finn definitely looks like he needs another Revo slot to me. Slot R, I think he needs a CLK. He needs one of the new Mercedes. I'm really digging the ProMarked livery. I really like that one. And then everybody loves the black and white that looks like a cop car. That's a great looking car. So definitely. And I will say that Revo slots, the previous layout really didn't lend itself to Revo slots. I felt like they were a little slow they were fun on the layout, but they were not quite as fast as our NSRs or the Thunder slots or any of those. And that's changed with this layout. This little shorter layout, tighter turns. Slot R, I always question when your fastest laps are from your Revo slots. I was like, I do not know how you're getting that kind of speed out of them, but it really comes down to the track layout. And so the tight turns, the S's, the smaller track, it definitely really helps the Revos out. So John Mark is running, and that's probably a 5.5, 5.6 car now on this layout. So it's really competitive. So it's fun. I'm glad that the Revos have come around. Let's see, Dave, you are correct. Let's see. There is no such thing as too many Revo slots. I'll have to be honest with you. I'm kind of addicted to the Group 2 Revo slots. I love driving mine around the track, and it's fun on this track. But it's a 6-second car on this layout. Maybe 5.9 on a great day, but 6.61 is what I think they're running. Do you have a mini track for your pit crew with mini controllers so they don't get bored out there? No, I do not. I do not have a mini track, Vin. Sorry. Yes, I would agree, Dave. They are releasing them at a pace that I can't keep up with. So here's my wish list right now for Revo slots. I want one of the new Mercedes. I want one of the new the new Group 2. What is it? The Opals, the Cadets. I would like one of the new Datsuns when they come out. So like that's quite a lot. And then they've got the new C5 Corvettes out. John Mark, did you see those? The C5 Revo slots? Yeah. You don't like what? You don't like to look at cars because then you buy cars? All the tracks have all my tracks have big gaps. Get triggered boomers. Billy. As long as the track's touching, it'll carry current, right? Yes, a great complaint to have. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo está, Monty? How are you, brother? Gary Dunmore, question. Have you switched any of your digital Carrera cars to analog to run on your track? Well, I don't have to switch any of the digitals. I can run the digitals on the track. That's the beauty of that box. So, but I've not switched any of my my digital cars to. I did switch my analog cars that I had switched to digital back to analog, mainly because I was destroying them. My NSR. I always talk about this. One of my favorite cars, my 908, is missing all of the engine parts. They're all broken off, and that's because I ran this car for about 6 months as a digital car. And it was fun. It was fast, digital car, but I've destroyed it. Wings broken off, mirror broke off. It was just rough on it. Another car, Gary, you'll be happy. Another car that is very good on this track is the MR slot car Shadow. All of my MR slot cars are really quick. They're 5.3. They run 5.3s. So really, really like them. Oh, you got the Group 2. I was wondering what you were running. So although you do wonder if the new Warsteiner Mercedes is peak for Revo, are you saying that they can't top that car? I'm curious to know how one of those might perform on your layout and where it will land in your leaderboard. So 12 by 44 and could even gain another 4 width if I chop down the bar. Gale Force, nice. So I think I could get, depending on the layout, I could go to 10 feet wide. It just would not leave much room, and I'd have to go up against the wall, which makes it harder to marshal. But I could probably go another 12 feet maximum, but then I would lose my YouTube space. I would have to set up in a different way, and it just doesn't make any sense. I looked at them at Bruce's a couple weeks ago, the day they came in, and somehow I walked out of there without buying one, probably because I didn't have any cash. Yeah, Peter, it is nice to have a track dog. He usually lays on the couch. There's a couch right here, yeah, and so he usually hangs out there when I'm down here by myself. James, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Answer, Marty, I have some tracks. Send me a list. Greg, thanks. Yeah, we can talk. I'll send you a list. Your dog is freaked out by the noise. Not much bothers Finn. He's been pretty used to it. C5s are on their way, but it'll be a bit before they get a test drive. Yeah, John, you're not at track, are you? You're in town. John, my daughter and her husband will be there this weekend. And so she was asking all the places that I like to go. So I'm sending her to my favorite pizza place downtown is a place called Uncle Vito's. It's right on the cable car line. Really cool place. It's one of my favorites, but it's just like an old Italian pizzeria. Nothing too fancy. But there were these twins that always hung out there. These two old ladies. And so I told her, I said, you need to go read the story about them. And so I'm sending her to lots of different places to check out. If you've got any recommendations, let me know. If somebody new, first time in San Francisco, what they should check out. Slaughter, yeah, my longest straight is only 8 standard pieces. Most of it is turns. So, yeah. Oh, Eric, you got your C5s arrive tomorrow. Nice. Do the Revos get to top end on the straight? So, yeah, actually, it's the straight on this track is almost perfect for the Revo slots. They hit top end with about 3 or 4 track sections left before you enter the turn. So yeah, they really get a chance to open up. Yeah, definitely the Group 2 cars too. That's funny, Billy. Yeah, the C5s look really good. I'd be curious to see if they make them, if BRM makes them 124 scale, Greg. Datsun 510s, early 2024. I saw where 132 Slot Cars is pre-ordering them. But yeah, I'm guessing that we don't see them before Christmas. Hey, Dan Wiley. Welcome. Good to have you, man. Was playing ham radio, lost track of time. Man, that's something I haven't done in a long, long time, Dan. My grandpa was into Citizen band, and he did play ham a little bit, but was really more on the Citizen band side. My brother and I have had CBs in our cars when we were kids, and so we had a lot of fun with those. Dusty gets sidetracked with ham sandwiches. Dan, are you ready for the trucksters? Would pre-order the 510s now. They're going to sell out quick. So, I mean, do you think that Revo Slot knows how popular those cars are going to be, and that will they not make a bigger run of those cars, or is this the business model so tight that they know exactly how many they need to sell or need to build for their sales so that they don't have a bunch of excess inventory? It's really, the business side of slot cars is really curious to me. So I'm a business guy. I'm a marketing guy, so I like to know all those things. But yeah, I think you're right. If you want to get on the 510s, you better order them. My son had a phone, not sure what he typed in. Oh, that's funny, Vin. That's what it was. I feel like the Riddler. Does anyone make Paul Newman's Bob Sharp car? I don't know, Steve. I'm not really familiar with that car. I'm waiting for the Revo BRE Datsun 510s. Yeah, Chris, that's going to be a really popular car. But I would think that Revo Slot would predict that. I mean, that's the reason why they're making them. I would think that they would, have maybe a bigger run of those cars this first time around because so many people are going to want them. Sort of like what MR Slot Car did with the Shadow. I know that there's Shadows still out there to purchase, but I mean, I think they sold a ton of those things, and I think they were prepared for that. So, yeah. DNA, hey, Dahi, how are you, man? Just a quick visit to say hi, Marty. Can't hang around tonight. Man, that's all right. No worries. There's a lot going on in the slot car world each night of the week. So it's hard to expect anybody to be able to hang out too long. Bravos from the Mission District. So that's actually where she's staying. She's staying in a hotel in the Mission District. So Bravos, I will let her know that. Thanks. Golden Boy Pizza and Tony's. Ooh, those both sound really good. Thanks, John. Question, Marty, when are you going to build your Showdown chassis? Okay. You brought it up, Gary. You brought it up. So yesterday, because I knew this was coming, I placed an order from Slot Car Corner that has, I've had it in the cart for months. I've sent it to George a couple times to tell him that I'm getting ready to order it. But it was the jig and the pins and some spare parts and some spare brass, and I just wasn't sure what to order. And that's the beauty of the Showdown chassis kits. I mean, Home Racing World, the HRW SHowdown Chassis Kit, it has everything that you need. And I'm super impressed with it. So we can actually talk about this. I know that Shotgun Dave and George and Harry, they've all done videos on this. But since Dave Kennedy did, and since Dave sent this to me, I really wanted to take care of Slot Car Corner. And so I had about a $130 order yesterday that hopefully will be here on Thursday. So maybe this weekend, if things don't get too busy, depending on what happens on Saturday, because I'm considering going to the NSR Nationals on Saturday just to watch and create some content for the channel, just to kind of report. Not that I'm news, but I thought it would be fun to report. And plus, I've got some bros racing, Josh and Greg and Steve. I think there are a few other people. I think they're all headed up to race for the weekend, and so it'd be fun to go hang with those guys and pit for them, or just watch and cheer them on, just to give them some support. But if I don't end up going, then Saturday may end up being a day where I work on this. But guys, you need to understand how Slot Car Corner nailed this. Like, they've got everything individually packaged. So here's all your brass. It comes with your guide mount and all the brass you need for everything. So for your chassis rails, for your mounts, for the body, you've got even some piano wire in here for the to stiffen the chassis. You've got round brass tubing for the 332nd, 232nd, whatever it is. The axles. Gosh. So that you get that, and then in another piece of the package, you get the motor and your gearing and your bushings and the motor mount, which that motor mount bracket is really a nice thing. I see a lot of guys who scratch build who build their own, and that to me that looks like some work. And the fact that bracket, they've already got it made for you, really for the beginner, is really a great touch, I think. And then now the other package, we have the braids and the guide and the motor wire, and looks like some guide bushings. This is really, really well done. I was talking to George a little bit earlier today, had some questions. You even get the CB wheels. These are the Steelies, I think. Yeah, nice aluminum wheels. You get some Paul gauge tires. So we're ready to roll, man. We're ready to roll. And then a little package of all the screws, the grub screws, the motor set screws, everything, all right in the kit. Really did a nice job. So shout out to Slot Car Corner. I know none of those guys at Slot Car Corner pay attention to my channel. I'm not on their radar, but if maybe somebody mentions them that I talked about them in my live stream, I'm definitely going to do some videos about the build because I want to take care of them. I mean, they sent this to Dave. Dave said he didn't have the time to build it, and I said, I'll build it, and then what I'll do is I'll send it to George so that George can kind of test it on his and let me know what kind of mistakes I made and what I could have done better, and just giving me some rundown on the chassis, and then we'll go from there. And then maybe we'll give the car away. So I need to order the body. Now I did look. The Lotus 2.3, which is an old body kit from Revell, it's a 124 scale car, but the Lotus is a really small car. And I could make this kit work with this body. So I'm considering that. And then I was looking at the 132nd scale Nova from what model company? Atlantis. And so I think I'm going to build that for the Showdown car. So let me catch up with the chat. Patriot Hobbies, welcome. Jeff G, he who has the most yellow Slot Car Corner pins wins. I'm getting quite a few in my collection. BRM, the C5 Corvette twin pack in stock, $179.99. There you go. Who was asking for the C5 BRM Corvette? Greg was. Clearwater. Hey, Daniel Thomas. Welcome. Would bet Revo Slot may do the Newman car second run. Yeah, I'm guessing they probably got some liveries lined up. They know that Paul Newman car is going to be a special car. And so I wouldn't surprise me if it's not in a special edition from Revo Slot. Just wouldn't surprise me. I also think that there's a bit of FOMO when it comes to slot cars. A few people start mentioning that they're going to get sold out, and that triggers a lot of people to start snapping them up. Yeah. I think you're right. So Gary, to answer your question, soon, man. I will start the Showdown chassis very soon, as soon as I get all the stuff from Slot Car Corner that I ordered yesterday. And so that was just a bunch of parts. I've got a local hardware store that carries brass, so that's kind of nice. I can just run down and grab brass when I need it. That's kind of exciting. But yeah, that's where we're at. Let's see, what's John Mark running now? So John Mark is running his C7 NSR Corvette right now. I tuned last week, and it surprised me on this track. It's very, very quick. I don't remember who, but there's a 124 scale Datsun 240, 260 Paul Newman being made. Would it be, if it's 124 scale, is it BRM? Is it the TTS brand? I don't know. Yeah, BRM, I think, Chris. Now, if anyone's interested, I can do a Zoom meeting and help with getting chassis together as you build them. Just need to get a day we can all agree on to do this. George, that's fantastic. But here's the thing. Your videos are so good that we probably don't have to have that. But I'm always up for help. So Daryl doesn't need to buy Halloween candy since Slot Car Corner sends so many suckers all year long. Trick or treat next Tuesday. That's a good one, Daryl. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, we were talking about the track earlier. Kind of did a walkthrough. So if you watch the rewatch of this, I did a walkthrough with the camera and from a different angle so you can see it. It actually looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, I'm going to watch George video again. I'm ready to build mine. These guys who did scratch build gave me the bug. Yeah, Gary, I think I'm afraid that it's a rabbit hole that I'm going to fall down with both feet and get lost for a while. Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be a fun track to test on. But one of the things when I was on Dave's live stream, George, Shotgun Dave said that I needed to send my first build to you. Just kind of, since you're the one that kind of got me into this. So that'll be the plan, man. Once I get it done, and it's finished and ready to roll, I'll send it your way, and then we can get on a call together, and you can make fun of my car. Monty, the Nova all the way. Yeah, I think the Nova is the way I want to go, especially if I'm building like a classic late model dirt car, which is what the Showdown chassis and the Showdown proxy is all about. And I have some history. I'm going to spoil something for my brother. When we were growing up, we spent a lot of time at my grandparents, my mom's parents, and there was an auto dealer, a used car lot, that was about a quarter of a mile away. And they tinkered with, they were weekend warrior race car drivers. And a guy named Jake Dyke was just kind of a mentor to my brother and I and my cousins. He would let us hang out at the shop. We goofed off in the garage all the time and learned a lot about cars and watched him build some race cars. And so I'm trying to track down some pictures of some of Jake's old cars and try to recreate it. But I'm struggling to find bodies that match, because I think that he either was a Pontiac Firebird. Well, I can get that body, but I think it was an older, like a late 60s Firebird body that he used. He raced sprint cars or whatever they called them back then. So I'm wanting to do a car that pays homage to Jake. He meant a lot to us as kids, and I think it would be fun to recreate one of his cars. And his number was 92. And finding decals with that number, I can find 29, so I can cut them and I guess and flip them. But so that's my project, is to find some pictures of his old cars and try to recreate one of them. And I don't know that the Nova body works for that, but maybe we'll get lucky. So that's my hope for the Showdown. This October was good for us sales-wise. It's rivaling what we made on Whatnot. Completely insane. Billy, that's awesome to hear, man. I am glad that you guys are doing so well. I mean, you own the Carrera market, I hope, in Canada. But you definitely take great care of your customers, and the fact that you participate in live chats like this and you do your own live streams and you're on YouTube, I hope that just keeps driving people towards you, man. So whatever I can do to help you, you let me know. George, are you going to Harry's for the next Showdown? That's a good question. Congratulations, George, by the way. Finally saw the post on Facebook. George got married last weekend, so congratulations, bro. That's exciting. Not for the Winterfest. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, and I'll be posting a video with a layout update. So I have a lot of those suckers from Slot Car Corner. Dusty, you work with Jake's nephew? Jenny, I reached out to Aunt Jenny and asked her, I said, I can't find anything. You would think that you could find old pictures on Google Images, but there are no images out there of Jake. I can barely even find, I know that Jake was his nickname, but you can barely find any information on him, which is kind of sad. He was a great guy. Most slot car manufacturers only do one run of different liveries. Add to that the number of cars each dealer can stock. If it's a popular car that enthusiasts are waiting for, they often get snapped up pretty quickly. Yeah. Yep, I get it. So what time is it? It's 9 o'clock, so we've been on it about an hour. I talked about the Showdown chassis. This kit is great. George, Shotgun Dave, Harry, I know not all of you guys are on here, but you guys did an awesome job. And thanks to Slot Car Corner for putting that together. For those who are intimidated by scratch building, which I'll be honest with you, I am. I really, I'm not sure why. I'm not afraid to tackle most projects, but something about scratch building, I don't want to make something that doesn't run well. That will be very frustrating to me. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. So, Jason, hey Marty, just joined the chat. What's your favorite car to run on the new layout? Jason, that's a good question. Hang on. I'll have to be honest with you. I don't think that I have just one favorite to run on the car, but I'm going to share with you some of them that I ran earlier today. I've not run all my cars. I'm not tested them, but this car is fantastic. This is the Thunderslot. Thunderslots are, man, just so hard to beat. They're just such great cars. I really, really like them. The NSR GT40. This car, I'm running one of the 25K bearing motors from Predator, and this car is fast now. I'm super impressed with it. It's a lot of fun. My Group 5 car. This car I hated 3 weeks ago. Hated it. Now I love it. And Dusty was giving me a hard time when we were racing on Sunday with Group 5 here, just doing some testing. And he just laughed at me because he's like, you hated that car a couple weeks ago. Now you love it. Another fun car on this layout is the NSR F1. For various reasons, this is just a fun car to drive. It's well-tuned. And John Albright sent that to me at some point. I probably need to send this back to him, but not yet. I'm still putting lots of laps on that car. And then this car, I have to admit, the Trans Am cars. So this is a project car. This is Daryl's car, and I have the same model, but have not done all the upgrades. And modified Trans Am is a class that I wasn't super excited about. But I will tell you that I'm having a blast driving this car on this layout. But this one has been modified. This has got the CG slot cars, 3D printed chassis. It's a little noisy. I would love to figure out how to get this a little quieter because I like quiet cars. I like smooth cars. But it's quick. It's fast. And so some of the stuff that I ordered from Slot Car Corner yesterday, is all of the stuff that I need to build this. But I will tell you that I didn't go with CG wheels. I bought the black 5-spoke Staffs wheels, and I am super excited about those. So those should look really good. Another car that I love on this is all of my Group C cars. So, Jason, it's really hard for me to pick one car. I really am enjoying a lot of them. The Capri. This is a fly car. This is a blast to drive. My fly cars are all within like half a tenth a second from each other. So I think they were going to make a great IROC series where I can supply the cars and figure out which ones run great in each lane and then kind of go from there. So that was a long answer, Jason, for your question. So Johnny Pro, I I think it's quickly becoming. Well, let me grab the other one. So the modified Trans Am, this is one that has not been worked on yet. And I'll be honest with you, it's a dog around the track. This one has made the conversion. It's modified. It's fast. I mean, it runs 5.6s. And I think that is going to become one of my favorite classes. And I think it has to do with the fact that I'm going to have to put a lot of energy and effort into making the car run really well. And the fact that I really enjoy tuning now. Like where a year ago, I'm not sure that I did so much. I just didn't know enough back then. And so I feel like tuning is something I'm getting better at, and I'm looking forward to this project. And so I think that's why I'm excited about the modified Trans Am. So the nice thing about the modified Trans Am is you can run 3D chassis, you can play with the motors, you can figure out what is going to be the best for the track and tune from there. Yeah, man, Dusty, the staffs, I can't wait to get them in. They're going to look great. It's another whole new way of discovering it on the new layout. I would agree. Can't wait for the NSR Jägermeister C7. Yeah, then that's going to be a good looking car. So I brought John Mark's SRC Porsche 914 back to life. I fixed the chassis on it, and it had some issues. It still has a magnet, as you can tell, going around the track. AKA the snow shovel. That's right. The snow shovel. The front of that car. On the Cudas. George, I hope it's not short as mine's because I'm... Yeah, John. It'll come back to you eventually. It's a car that I run laps on every day I'm on the track. It's one of the first cars I grab and throw on there because it performs so well. Just something special about American muscle. Yeah, Johnny Pro, I think so. I think you're right. I think that once I get one of these done, I always like to have a backup for every class. And so I think I'll pick maybe a Camaro or nobody seems to be happy with the Mustangs and getting the Mustangs to run well. But I think it would be a good challenge. Maybe I'll pick up a Mustang and see about getting 3D chassis for it and try that. What else? What brand car is the Cuda? Dave, it is a Scalextric, but it is running the 3D chassis that you can get from Slot Car Corner and CG. I think you can get it a couple different places. Pat, I put some staff rims on my Legends car for a race, and I love the look and the handling of the car. However, I wasn't allowed to race it because of the rims. Good thing I brought backup chassis. Yeah, Pat, you just got to be careful when you start changing wheels. Some classes don't allow that. We deal with that with our Group C cars at Cincy Slots. You can't. Our vintage cars, you can change wheels and tires, but you can't on the Group C or the Group 5. Yeah. No magnets there. It's a pure driving skill. George, magnet car. Yeah. Was it obvious that it was a magnet car? It was screaming around the track. No affiliation with staffs, but they've made the cars run better with everything I've put them on. Deep dishes, even better. That's cool. Your track looks great. Thanks, man. I have a 4-lane Pala car and I love it. Alan Smith is hooking me up with Lapmaster for my track. Oh, Dave. So I have a question, Dave. After you get it installed, I really would like to go to Lapmaster. But it tends to only be dead strip. I don't know that it works with other types of connections. I need to do a little bit of research. But I don't know how easy it is to use with plastic track. So I'd be curious to know how Alan hooks you up with that. I think it would be great to run Lapmaster. I really like that software. That's what Butch runs. Now, I don't know if he's on tonight, but I got an email this week, or maybe it was last weekend, from Patrick. And Patrick is a programmer and is developing a new timing software. And the timing software is called FastLap, FASLAP. Let me just make sure I'm not misquoting that. Inbox. Patrick. Car Corner. So he sent me a message and said, hey, he's watched the live stream. He saw that I was using Smart Race and that I was talking about changing over to, for the analog side, changing over to Race Coordinator. But yeah, Fast Laps. And the website is fastlaps.com. I'm going to copy the link. It is in testing right now. It's not officially been released, but the interface looks really, really good. And so I'm working with Patrick I've got to get some things for the track. It works with a TrackMate. So I need to order a 4-lane TrackMate timing system in the USB box. And then I also have to order the special USB cable for it to work with the digital CU piece to do a full test. So I've got a pretty good investment to try the software out. But Patrick's been really cool to communicate with me, reached out to me, and wants me to do some beta testing for him. So check out the website, take a look at it. Looks like it's a pretty cool software that has a lot of potential. I think he's willing to listen to what the community wants from it too. Oh, is he? Patrick is on here. Hey, Patrick, hope you don't mind. I'm giving you a plug. But you can check it out. And I jokingly said that Patrick had me when I went out to the website. I'll bring it up here because the website looks better than most other websites that I've gone to for track timing software. Usually they're old websites. They haven't been updated in years. No offense to anybody out there. I was a part owner in a small software company, and we made a presentation software that churches used, and it was hard to keep up with the website and keep it looking current and new. Websites change all the time, but this is a great looking website, and it's got some screenshots in here. This is your race manager screen, so you can see all the heats in one shot, which I thought was kind of nice. So the race manager screen is going to be different than what's going to be on the TVs, and then just like here's the start gantry, looks great. There's some color options for your lane options. It does do digital and analog racing, so it'll manage all of that. I'll go over here and I'll view all the. Oh, Sean. Sorry about that. So yeah, good stuff, man. So the elapsed time, you can see that just the race control looks really, really good. I like this color option too, with the lane colors. I think it just looks like very modern, and that's what we're missing. So one of the things that I was just talking about Lapmaster. One of the things that I really enjoyed about racing with Lapmaster. So Patrick, I'm sure you're already collecting this information. So it would probably just be creating a scene in the starting lineup page, or in the race page. So this is what your race looks like. You've got like how far behind people are, which I think is a great stat. But one of the things that Lapmaster does that I think is really cool, and I noticed it when I watched the Electric Dreams, the USA Nationals, and then when we raced at Butch's Wood Track, because he uses Lapmaster, is every lane has like a hot lap, has a track record for the event. And I thought that was really cool that you could see who had the fastest lap in each lane as the race progressed. And so you could really start to see as people took over, as the guys who were quicker, as they started breaking each of those lap records, and those were always on the screen. I just thought that was a great view, especially if, like when we were at Butch's, we were racing in my heat. I was kind of proud of the fact that by the time I was done, I had the fast lap in every lane. Now, it didn't last once Butch and Greg and those guys got on the track, but it was really cool to see who has the fast lap in that lane, and then how far out you carry that. So when Travis, when he was racing, his heat, he ended up having fast laps in a lot of the lanes, and it was kind of cool to see how far he was able to, that fast lap held up through the event. I just thought that was really good. And so I'm sure you're already collecting that data. When I look at the data in Race Coordinator, it's already there. I probably need to be able to write XML code and write my own front for Race Coordinator, which I saw there's some custom fronts out there that probably just feeds that information for each lane. So I like it. And then one of the cool things, if you watch the video, is it has dual announcers. There's a male and female voice, and they kind of converse as they're announcing things through the race. I thought that was brilliant. Great job, Patrick. I can't wait to get my hands on the software. If it runs in demo mode, I could go ahead and install it. It would be really cool to see. I just need to invest some money and get the parts that I need to be able to time, so I could actually use it and really test the software out. So great stuff. So now I'm going to catch up on the chat. Sorry, Cody. Do you have a Discord, or is there a Slot Car Discord people post chat share to? Cody, I'm sure there are Discord. Raul has a Discord page out there, I believe. Conquest Racing, for the Global Racing League. And I'm sure there's some other Discords. I think Danny, Dick's Slot Car Garage, I think he had one as well, and was trying to get it started. The Mustangs are a bit narrow, but they can be tuned to run decently enough. Love the Javelins and the Trans Am. Yeah, Light Tech, the Javelins look really cool. No, you can, the DS light system. John, what if you make it a wide body and slap wide wheels on it? Scott, Marty, did Mark ever respond to you about the round robin? Actually, yes. So, Scott, I sent an email fully describing to Mark how round robin racing works. And it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do for Smart Race. But it looks like Fast Laps already takes care of you. It does round robin racing. So let's see, Dusty, that would work, but most TA rules don't allow it, right? Patrick is here. Thanks, Patrick, for joining in. In the fine print of Lapmaster, he talks about using the infrared system with Lapmaster. Alan is going to use it on his own tracks. Okay, thanks, Dave. That's I'll look for that. Patrick, it looks like a great system. Yeah, I think so too, Dusty. Sounds good. Still a lot of work to do on the website, but it'll give a good overview. Home Racing World for Slot Car Forum is where everybody posts stuff, as well as the Facebook platform. Yeah, George, that seems to be where everybody's locked in. So Cody, yeah, you probably will find some conversations on Discord, but if you go to Home Racing World forums, there's a lot of discussion out there every day. Let's see here. There's a reason why they are low and wide. Yeah. Hey, misfits of all scales. Hey, Tom, what's going on? Yeah, Johnny Pro, I think so too. I think the software really looks good. Yeah, Dana, the screenshots do look great. Yeah, you can do that pretty easily. Well, I just think that it's one of the things that Lapmaster does that I think people are gravitating towards. And so I think that all of the softwares are collecting that information. They're collecting fast laps. I know TrackMate does, because we look at it at the end of the night at Bruce's, who had the fastest lap in both lanes. So yeah, I think that would be cool. Yeah, Dan, I think so too. Yeah, you have the data, just need to display it. Yeah, that's what I figured. You were already collecting that. So, Dan, got your wheels spinning now. Yes, you can install it and try it without hardware. Cool. Yeah, Patrick, let me know. We can chat at some point. Agreed. I'm sold on fast laps already. Yeah, I think that just the modern feel of the software really shines for me. It got me excited when Patrick sent me the link and checked it out. So Patrick, thanks for reaching out. Whatever I can do to help you, man. We'd love to see new things come to the hobby, and we'll support those for sure. Let's see, Gary, you wish you were good with computers. Are you going to the NSR East Coast Nationals in Detroit? Light Tech. I'm thinking about running up on Saturday. It's about a 4-hour drive for me, I think. So it would be a long day. I got to figure out what to do with the dogs. But if I can figure that out, I might run up there for a little bit. I just think it would be cool. Karting controllers and Lapmaster are one and the same. Oh, same company that developed those? Very good. Patrick just sent a message from the trial. There you go, Kirby. Cool. Hey, Patrick, lane rotation option on Career Digital would be great if possible. So, I don't know if you guys have had this issue with Smart Race. One of the things that I run into is it's really hard to host an event because people come with their own cars. And so what I ended up doing was I created a John Mark and a Dusty car and a Marty car and quit trying to track everybody's car that they were running. Because when you were trying to run a round robin type of race and force Smart Race into working, you change controllers, not really lanes. So I had lanes assigned to controllers. I was trying to do it the best I could. It was just very, very frustrating. So by being anonymous with the cars and not worrying about what car, just having people assigned to a controller, and then when they move to the next controller, I would move their car to them. So it just made managing the race a little easier, but it was definitely not smooth. I will say Dusty and I tested Race Coordinator, and with the timer, once we started the race, we had it timed out really well where we could move to the next lane, clean our tires, put the car back, got it set up so that you can start your car where it left off in the last lane. And when it crossed the start-finish line, it would count the next additional lap. So we had that working And so Race Coordinator is working really well for round robin racing. I can't wait to try Fast Laps. Yeah, Karstein is the developer. Cool. Busy packing for a 2,000. Hey, Caveman. 2,000-mile trip to New Mexico. Wow. I believe it can do controller rotations for digital races. Been a while since I worked on digital part of it. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, if it does round robin for analog, we're in great shape. Dick Slut Car Garage, you might try Butch at Cincy Slots. Or Bruce at Cincy Slots. Bruce, he's usually not on here anymore. He's got better things to do. Sell stuff on eBay. Vin, how do you guys handle when a driver deslots? Do you yellow flag or just keep going? Vin, that will depend on how many marshals we have. If a car can be marshaled in a quick manner, then we do not call track. But when it's just a couple of us racing, we'll call the track. And that's the problem I have right now is I've got a track call button, but it doesn't pause the software. And so you kind of have to do both. So that becomes the issue. So then you use Race Coordinator. Yeah, Race Coordinator does a good job. It's just the one thing about Race Coordinator, I'm using, like, it's cool that I can use the webcam using a third party. I'm guessing, Patrick, you could probably make that happen if you wanted to do that and give people that option. It might open some of the market for you because a lot of people already have a webcam. It's not the perfect solution, but it actually works really well. I'm kind of surprised how well it works. I use Zone Trigger as the third-party app and create zones for the cars to go through on the webcam, and honestly, it's pretty flawless, pretty impressive. So I'm guessing that would take quite a bit. I could kind of explain how that works, Patrick, offline, but yeah, cool. Butch, Bruce, too many bees. That's right. Marty, anytime you want to put an event together, let me know. Yeah, Tom, I would love to make it down to Georgia to the stuff you're trying to do. Hey, Michael Squire, welcome. Good to have you tonight. I like your profile picture. That's great. So, what time is it? 9:26. So we're bumping into that 90 minutes. This has been a good. I didn't run any laps, but John Mark got lots of laps in. So, guys, I don't know. I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. So, Michael, sorry you're coming in late. You'll have to watch the replay if you want to catch up. A lot of great conversations tonight. Again, shout out to Slot Car Corner. Wait, let me go back to the default. There we go. Thanks to Slot Car Corner and Dave Kennedy for sending me this. Also, I forgot to mention, Dave Kennedy also included this in the box. The Porsche from SCX. SCX GT, Porsche 911, the GT3 Cup. So, but it's all sealed in plastic. I don't know if I'm going to open it up. It may just be a shelf queen. Right. Everybody knows. No shelf queens around here. So maybe I'll get that out and get it tuned this week. John Albright. Yep. Don't forget about the coffee. Guys, roastcoffee.com. They're a channel sponsor. They treat me well by giving you guys free coffee. And so let's give away some coffee tonight. Let me copy and paste this stuff in and see who gets the free coffee this week. We'll do that before we close out the night. How's that? So give me a coffee in the chat if you are interested in the coffee. And then you'll have to send me an email with your information so that I can send that out to you. So, coffee. And it looks like it's thinking. Stephen Holzman, you are the winner of roast coffee. If you're still on here, I'll bring the bag with me Thursday. Let me know if you are interested in the coffee. Congratulations, Stephen. And guys, this has been great. Go have some fun slot car racing.